Hello, my scientists, and welcome to week 1 and week 2 of our semester 2. Now, what are we going to be focusing on? Well, for these next 2 weeks, you are going to be turned into doctors. So, bibbidi bobbidi boom, you are now officially doctors. Now, I want you to start thinking like a doctor. What would a doctor do if someone comes into your office and they have some symptoms? Okay, what type of disease might they have? How can they prevent it? So you are going to be playing the role of a doctor. And the first two body systems that we will be focusing on would be the cardiovascular system and the circulatory system. Okay, now you might say, Ms. Romero, why don't I see these systems here in my Schoology? That's because it's unpublished. So don't worry about this. I would slowly but surely be putting them in your Schoology as we get to them. But for this first 2 weeks, we're going to be focusing again on these systems right here. So let's click on this. And I decided to put it in red color. Okay, so cardiovascular system and circulatory system, what does that mean? What are they? Well, you have all your independent assignments right here. These are your asynchronous assignments that you will be responsible to complete in this class. During our dependent time together, which is the first 40 minutes of class, you are going to be doing some PowerPoints and hands-on projects with me. Hopefully you were able to look at the video that has the recommended list. That way you could do some hands-on projects with me during class time. Now, let me go ahead and focus on the independent work. Notice that you do have due dates, okay? There is a discussion each week, and it is the same guidelines as last semester. So whenever you see these two rulers put together, that's the reading. So let's go ahead and click on the cardiovascular system, and you're going to learn about this. So remember, when you see this little arrow right here, the box, when you click, it's going to take you to the reading, okay? Go ahead and read it, and then at the bottom, you are going to have a video. When you're done watching this, it's going to have some review questions. These review questions are part of your discussion assignment, okay? So when you're done, you click again here, and then you could go ahead and click on the next. The next button is going to give you the discussion. Okay, so after watching the videos, reading whatever it is you need to read, depending if you have articles, reviewing your notes, things that we covered in the class, you are going to be using complete sentences to answer the questions. Sometimes you might have 4 questions, 1 question, 2 questions, depending on what it is. Okay, when you answer everything using complete sentences and they're correct, you get 8 points. Remember, I do not give free points. So make sure you know what you're talking about and use your own words. If it looks like you are copying straight from the book, then that's plagiarizing and you won't get any points, okay? You're going to get a 1 and it's going to say make sure you complete it. And then by Friday, you already know this, by each Friday, you need to make sure you respond to another peer using 3 or more complete sentences to get full points. It's going to be 2 points to respond to another peer. Okay, but again, it has to be 3 or more sentences. Now, the rules are here again. Okay, make sure you just don't put, oh, I agree, or good job. Why is it a good job? Okay, why is it a good job in regards to the response? Don't just say, oh, good job at putting a complete sentence. I mean, if the example says, why does our cells need Why does each cell in your body need oxygen? If they posted, we need oxygen because we need to move, you could say, yes, I agree. You're able to move. For example, when you're lifting up a pencil, you do need oxygen to do that. Whatever it is, as long as it's reliable and it's from the topic, you are good to go. Okay, we do have some sentence starters for you in case you do need them. Now, this is the same for each and every discussion. The rules are the same as last semester. When you're done with the cardiovascular and you do this before the due date, remember this is due Wednesday. So every Wednesday you should answer a discussion, and every Friday you should reply to a peer. It's the same as last time. When you're done, you could actually get started on week 2. Okay, and that's the circulatory system. And if this is week 2 when you're watching this video again, then all you need to do again is click here. It opens it up nice and big, and you learn about the circulatory system. Circular. Isn't that like circles? Yes. So you are going to know how that oxygen and that blood moves around your body. Okay, so there's 2 parts of the circulatory system, and that is the pulmonary and the systemic circulation. Pulmonary. Ms. Romero, these words sound so familiar. Pulmonary, pulmonía. In Spanish, you have heard the word pulmonía. What does that mean? Okay, we're going to learn about that. And then here's another example. When you see a picture of the heart, you have always seen a picture that's like purple and red or bluish. Now, I want you to start thinking, Ms. Romero, why is look at your veins. Why are my veins purplish or bluish when you look at them, but then blood is red? So do I have blue blood or is it red blood? Why does it change? Because when you look at your veins, you're actually looking at your blood. But why is it blue, but it's red at the same time? Start thinking about that, okay? And again, when you're done, you have a video and you have a question. Notice that for the circulatory system, you only have one question. You click here. You're done with this. You go to the next one. And again, you answer your questions. Okay? All right. Now, one more thing. As I told you, you are thinking as a doctor, so you do have homework. This homework, do not take it for granted, please. It is 20 points, but this homework is going to help you finalize your final project for this unit. So you do have a big project at the end, and it is basically a brochure. You're creating something for your public, something for your parents, for families, for the neighbors, for the community, where you're going to be talking about certain diseases, and you're going to come up with a plan of how we could prevent certain diseases such as heart attacks, strokes, cancer, lung cancer, bronchitis, and asthma attack. So there's many different things you're going to do, but you're going to start little by little. So this here is part of your investigation. So you're going to choose a cardiovascular system or a circulatory system, and you're going to answer these questions. So you're going to name a disease, any disease that's the cardiovascular system or circulatory system. Let's say, for example, a stroke. Okay, so what is a stroke? You're going to tell me what a stroke is and what are the dangers. Okay, what are the dangers in children and in adults? For example, can a child have a stroke or is it just for older people? Okay, are there any signs of it, any symptoms that we should be aware of? And then are there any cures or any preventions? Can we prevent a stroke? Okay, you are going to be investigating this And that's where we are going to be doing many of this during our time together. Okay, so once you have that, you go ahead and submit it. You do not need to reply to anyone. This is your ideas. You're putting everything here, and you're going to learn from each and every student. So this one would be due January 22nd. Again, this is important. It is homework, but that's because you're starting your project as of the first day of class. So you're going to be learning a lot about science, about medicine. We might have future doctors, who knows? Okay, so that is it, my kids. If you go ahead and look at the folder again, notice that you have a reading. For each reading, you have a discussion. Okay, this is 2 weeks, but your homework, remember your homework, this is how it's going to be looking. It's a lot of investigations, your own investigation. You're my scientist, but you are now turned into doctors. Okay, so have fun with this. It's going to help you a lot. It's going to help your community a lot, your parents. You might notice that many of your parents might have certain diseases, and you're going to relate to them. Okay, so cholesterol, diabetes, high blood pressure, these are all cardiovascular and circulatory systems, well, circulatory illnesses. But how are we going to help one another out? Because at the end, it's your body, and you need to know how you could have a healthy lifestyle. All right, my kids, that would be it. And this concludes our little tutorial for week 1 and week 2 of semester 2 for the cardiovascular and circulatory system. I will see you in class. Please be there on time, as we will be covering this more into depth. Okay, we are not going to be reading in the class, so you should be reading this ahead of time. That way we could go straight into our projects and into our investigations. All right, I will see you, my doctors, and hopefully I get to see you at Lamb's Hospital. Adios.